tell us a little bit about how why you're here with me, and what brought you to the reset? What happened?
Yeah, so I take I do therapy like more than 10 years now. I feel like it's like the gym for the body, you know? It's exercising the mind. It's being able to be flexible, to be adaptive
Yeah.
with the new things that come out of at you all the time. And so yeah, like the muscle, if you don't train your brain to be in the right mindset, it goes back to the low energy modes. That's how it was programmed at the start, you know. So as much as you know, and you already learn, and you rationally know that this is not how I should behave or I should think, but you've stopped practicing it, you go back to it. You go back to those ways. So as I've been progressing in my career and being in the face of challenges, for example, I had felt the imposter syndrome, for example, and that led me actually to a
Yeah.
burnout. Yes, and then I've been doing therapy, but something I need something more,
Mhm.
right? And when I start my own business a year ago, well, that's where all the triggers started coming in from. Yeah, you're stepping out your comfort zone in so many ways, and all the triggers starts
Yeah.
going. Yeah, so yeah, it was when I realized. Actually, it was in a workshop about the growth mindset, and I was like, "Oh my God, I always have identified with that mindset, but when I went through that workshop, I just realized I was in a fixed mindset. I said,
Mm.
how did I came to here?
Yeah.
Came to this place again? Again, I don't know if I have, have been a fixed mindset, but it was all the stress and all the negative thoughts and talk and worrying about what others think that starts piling in. And I wasn't myself anymore.
Okay.
So that's where you came in. I have been doing your challenges. I've done a challenge in December. That was actually when I put a stop to the other business and took a month for myself.
Yeah.
Um, and I came back much stronger this year. So I'm outside my comfort zone again, and I'm doing all the challenges and receiving all the inputs and getting out of my comfort zone. But I feel much stronger,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
And how did the change your stories, change your life course help you in the struggles
you
that you
mean
were going through?
this last one?
Yeah.
Yes. It's for me. It has a, for me. It's keep practicing, you know, and that's why I also joined your reset program now, because
Yeah.
for me it's very important to make sure that I keep practicing, I keep doing exercise, and I keep being aware of what is happening so I can act really fast and faster because we get practice, and so it gets easier.
Yeah.
And if we stop this, then you go back. And
Yeah.
then
Well, I would like to say, Diana, that yeah, if we stop, we go back. But I mean, it gets to it's there are levels, right? Like the more we practice, the better we get at it, and the less we go as far back in that in that in mindset
yes,
stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. It's not like going back years
To
ago.
the
Uh,
beginning, no.
yes, yes, that is true. That is true. I see that though. You go levels. It's like layers of It's like a game now. It was the
Okay,
best. Yeah,
that's funny.
uh, I like games.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what I like about your model, it's that you have um, exercise, and it doesn't take very long on your workload, on your week load, and you have specific exercise and you can do, and allows you to really reflect
Mm.
on yourself.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and you also give the input about the exercise, and you really show interest. And I noticed that sometimes when you need that, you need to, oh, this tool makes sense for you, and you're very, it's a group challenge, but you give attention to each one of us. At least I felt
Yeah.
that, and I really think that you have that side, that you have time for yourself and to reflect about yourself, and then you can leverage from the group sessions. I mean, I have had great insights during those sessions, and sometimes it's not exactly about what the other person is talking, but something the light goes out, and oh, was this what happened to me, like that
Yes.
before. And so I have, it's not every session, but yeah, I have had some great insights during these sessions. And also we support each other, and sometimes there's, like the last one, I was like, oh, this one I'm not going so deep, but I remember this, so this is what I'm thinking. And all of the sudden everyone could relate to that. So
Yeah.
I think it's the right weight be- um, between the self reflection and the supportive group, and leverage from everyone, not feeling alone about how you feel
Yeah.
and your challenges.
Yeah, I mean, I think the power of the group, this is why I decided to do the reset. Because even though I love working one on one, and that's what I was doing, and I've been doing that for the last 9 years,
Mhm.
right? But I realized that's what you do as a therapist. There are so many things that are common to all of us, right? We all suffer or go through imposter syndrome. We many times not feel good enough. We're afraid to do things. We're worried about what other people think. You know, there are all these commonalities to our inner growth. And I came up with the most important pillars for me that I've seen that work with everyone. And I thought, you know, if I can put this together and I can get a group together, then people, because this is what you guys have been telling me during these sessions, like, oh, we all have the same thing. Oh, and it's true. And that's why the group is so powerful. Because then we realize we're not alone. I'm not a crazy lunatic feeling like this. You know, this thing that I'm feeling and this thing that I'm going through, it's actually, you know, it's pretty common and pretty normal. So we don't feel as though we're in this alone.
It is true. It is true. We have the tendency, at least I felt it, to be very uh, severe in myself. Like, I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't behave this way. And then you see people that you sometimes are your role models, you know,
Yeah.
and knowing that they feel the same way, they just they are just able to keep through it, going through it.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it's very important for you, because okay, I'm not, sorry the expression, a shitty person because I feel this way. Uh, this is normal. This is normal, and it's still possible to feel this way and to be successful and to go forward.
Exactly.
Uh, yeah,
Because sometimes, like you say, talking about role models, you know, the most successful people in the world also suffer from imposter syndrome, also have fears, also sometimes not feel good enough. You know, it's just about being human.
It's true.
You know,
Yeah.
it has to be with being human. It doesn't have anything to do with being successful or having more or less money. It has to be with being a person on this earth, you know, and having forgotten that we deserve the right to be loved and accepted for who we are, because we are spiritual beings living on this earth. Everybody is.
Yeah,
And
we only see the tip of the iceberg, right?
exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you listen, and there are some beautiful, successful people out there who talk very openly and very vulnerably about their struggles.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm thinking right now, Jamie Kerney Lima. Um, she talks a lot about how difficult she had it in her in her life, in her success. Everybody does, which is
Yes, but not everyone talks about it, right?
no,
That's
and
that's
I
why
think it's
that's why
so,
you only see the tip of
yeah,
the iceberg, because you only see the bright side.
yes,
But
and
we
I think,
all have the other side
of
as
course
well.
we do. I do too, you know. I do too. When you put a program out there, when you have a new project, you never know how people are going to accept it, if it's going to be well received or not, if you're, you know, hitting the nail on the head or not. Everybody goes through the same stuff, but the important thing is that we can learn to go through that discomfort, no, knowing that we are supported, knowing that we can, and knowing that even if we make mistakes, or when we make mistakes, we are learning and growing.
Yeah, and it doesn't affect your value as a person and
Exactly.
as a spiritual being,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. That's so important. Our
Yeah.
value is not determined by our professional success or by how much money we make. We are worthy just because we are. So, yeah. Well, what else? Anything you want to say before we close this up? I don't want to take too much more time of yours.
Let's see. I was just thinking how I feel being through these programs and how this has helped me.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I feel like I've mentioned to you, I am much stronger this year. My mindset. I mean, it's it, I have a lot to do, and it's coming in from all directions, and I'm able. Yeah, you know that last week I had like a lot of stress. It was a day that I woke up and I was like, I can do it. I can do it on my own. And I was still able to go through it, knowing that this is normal. You just have to act and get help. That was the case. But the my Diana last year, if she was during that, I was during that snowball, and she was in a day at first. Well, first thing, uh, I wouldn't be uh, on that spotlight because Diana last year, because she was on that snowball, she was going away from their
When
challenges
you say she,
sometimes.
who do you mean?
She, because different me. She was
the
one of it.
the old
She
Diana?
was the mini-me's. Yes, the old Diana.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
talking about the mini-me's.
they were the mini. They were taking over the
Okay.
mini-me's. Yeah, the old
So
Diana. Yes, yes, yes,
let's tell
definitely.
people, sorry for interrupting, but the mini-me's are the inner psychological states of ours, right?
Yes.
And we identify them like the judge or the victim or the perfectionist, or you know, there's a
Yeah.
big array of them. Yeah, just so that people know, because you were talking about she, and it's like, okay, who's she?
that was about it, because it was very hard to decide to change the business, to put an end to that business model. And at that time I was like failing. It was all on my mind, and I was already going that snowball. And so I wasn't able to put myself out there and in the situation that I am today.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, thanks to the work that I've been doing with you, now I'm able to be here, to be out of my comfort zone. It takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot of strength. Um, but I'm truly happy because I'm doing what I really feel like is my mission.
And I'm really, truly happy for you because I love your mission. I think it's
Thank you,
super
Emma.
important what you're doing. Yeah. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Diana, for coming
Thank
on.
you.
And I'll see you on Thursday when we start the
Thursday.
welcome
Yeah.
party.
Yes. Can't wait.
Take
Thank
care.
you, Emma. Thank you.
Beijinhos. Bye bye.